Well, guys, good day and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today, of the Rhino, we're looking at our last beer of the night. Right here. Right here, boys and girls. This is Blown Offshore. It is from Lock Street Brewing Company in Port Dalhousie, Ontario, which is basically like a suburb of St. Catharines. This is a coffee and vanilla stout. And we are looking at 5.5% alcohol by volume. What's this say? Oh, 45 Lock Street, Port Dalhousie, Ontario. The Wolf of Lock Street is the man behind the brewery, Wolfgang. Wolfgang had quite the it's black as the black blood of the earth. Nice mocha head, creamy mocha head at that. Wolfgang was like everything. He was like a real estate agent. He taught business at the college, at Niagara College. He he owned the brewery. His wife had a business out there. They yeah. Sent let's do the can first. Okay, so let's be real here, okay? I like Wolf. I like his staff. I'm not always sold on Wolf's beers. He's had several brewmasters over the years. I'm not always sold on the beers they make. Building is amazing. The look he came up with for that building is amazing. As a businessman, he is great. His beer wasn't always on par. I remember the first time I had the beer, it was at an Oktoberfest. They brought their wheat and their pale ale, and they both had a lot of brewing faults. And I reviewed them at the Oktoberfest, and I brought up a lot of the brewing faults, and I was very unhappy with what was coming from there. That has changed. They don't have the brewing faults anymore, but I'm still not always sold on them. That being said, this smells fucking amazing. Oh, coffee, chocolate, vanilla. It smells like a fucking mocha vanilla frappuccino. Oh, there's a little bit of char to that. There's a little bit of almost like a chocolate mousse. Very, very nice. Out of the glass. Oh, the vanilla pops out of the glass. The chocolate is more poppy out of the can. The vanilla is more poppy out of the glass. A roasted coffee note, a dark chocolate note, a char. Slanche, I need to try this. Ooh, that is good. It may be a little too cold, and I don't refrigerate my beers. It's just they're in this room. Like, my feet are in my pants right now because it's so fucking cold in this room. The reason I'm moving so much is how cold I am in this room. So, I mean, it might be a little too cold, but there's a lot of chocolate popping, there's a lot of vanilla popping, there's a lot of coffee popping. It really is like you have a shot of vanilla and a shot of coffee inside a cappuccino. And I would say almost an even darker roasted coffee than usual, because there is that roasty toastiness that sits right on the back of the tongue and is partying. It's like it's like swinging back and forth on your dangly bits. Your dangly bits. You know, I'm lost on what to do, because if I use the scientific words for parts of your anatomy, I get, you're trying to be too smart. You're trying to say we're dumb. And if I use things like dangly bits, I get, you're dumb. You don't know the words. So I mean, the problem with the internet and all that is you don't have any way to win. You can't win because the trolls are going to troll no matter what. And I'm about to fart. I apologize for that. I don't apologize for that one. That was the aftershocks. chocolate, vanilla, roasty toastiness, caramel on top of that. This is a great stout. The only problem, taking words from my buddy Paul from PA Brew News, it's not stout. Sorry, Paul would say it's not. It's not very thick. And he's right. He would be right. It's not thick. It's not as thick as it should be. Taking immortal words from my buddy Matt from Massive Beer Reviews, it's not stouty enough. He said that when he came up for one of the Albino Rhino beer festivals, and we would always do until I got divorced. And when I got divorced, I had to do a lot more work by myself for the festival. So until the year I got divorced, we would have a bottle share at the house the night before the festival. And it wasn't always the smartest idea, because we would get drunk and drink until like 11 or 12 at night, and I would have to get up at 5 a.m. to get everything set up to get to the festival. But one night at the beer, the bottle share, he said that a beer wasn't stouty enough, and that one has lasted since then. Not very thick and not stouty enough, but does give you the sticky lips, which I really appreciate. So the body is slightly too light. The flavor and the scent are both fucking amazing. And so the question becomes, do I give this the A+ dance-worthy marks, even though it's not as thick or heavy as it should be? Stylistically, of course, not just my own personal opinion, but stylistically, it's not as heavy or thick as it should be. Or do I give this like solid marks just a step below dance-worthy? Because that's a thing, right? I don't know if it's worth a 9 or if it's worth an 8.75, because regardless, it's an amazing beer. It's a good beer that I would buy every time I walked by and they had it. Just, is it stout strut worthy? Right? You don't see my feet. The problem with the stout strut now, you can't see me shake my hips, which are my money makers. I might be a fat, hairy bastard, but I got some moves. Okay? You know what? 8.75 out of 10. It's a really, 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 really good beer. And I love it. Bye, guys.